Pretty sure that's Tupac.
What?
Yeah. I felt the thug spirit in my bones on the way up here. I knew it.
You may have wondered what makes Atlanta a great show. Some may say it's because of its strange comedy.
Hey, look, I know you don't know me, but my name's Darius. I was just wondering, can I measure your tree?
Relatable characters.
I want to be in a committed relationship where I'm valued as a human being and not as an accessory that you can fuck.
The intriguing relationships between the characters, or the laid-back and natural dialogue.
48 hours. All black cast. Does that even work?
Others may dwell on the deeper side, the Afro-surrealism, the ambiguous shifting terror,
Hello?
or the disguised message.
Well, basically, it just states that future civilizations must have immense computing power. And that if even a fraction of this were to run ancestral simulation, there's a high probability that it would be indistinguishable from reality to the simulated ancestor, i.e. us.
All these may be relative points, but how did it all begin? Writing a screenplay may be easy. Writing a masterpiece is a little more sophisticated. A screenplay contains scenes. Those scenes are the building blocks of your story. They are what win over the interest of the audience. To win over the interest, your scene has to be captivating. The Oxford Dictionary defines captivating as capable of attracting and holding interest. So let's learn how we can do that by analyzing a scene from Atlanta. The most captivating scenes are ones that have a balance of the following: the goal of the scene, the highest moment or climax in the scene, the unfolding of the scene, and finally, its purpose. Let's watch the following scene and see if we can spot each of these factors.
So how can I help you boys?
We want to get the Nike Miracles.
Yeah, they're sold out.
What
everywhere.
size?
11. Right, 11 for you too?
Yeah, 11.
I got 11, 10 and a half, last two.
Ah.
Did you spot any of the factors? The characters are presented with a problem. The shoe man presents a solution. At this point, we identify what the characters want. In other words, their goal. What could go wrong?
Really?
Damn, that's surprising. They usually don't be having 11s.
Whoa!
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
These legit?
Yeah, they real. That's why they call me the shoe man.
All right.
Damn.
How much?
Shouts out.
Nothing really. Just let me see you two kiss.
Notice the second factor? The writer has just fooled the audience by granting them false satisfaction. Let's examine the following equation. The audience was presented with a problem, then given a solution, only to find out they weren't given the problem. Spot the factor? That's right, the unfolding of the story. The writer could have easily fell into one of the common traps of exposition misuse, which is giving away all the information at the start of the scene. This would have made the audience less intrigued, therefore less interested, which means zero captivation. The characters now have two choices: to either kiss or give up the sneakers.
Really?
Sorry?
Just let me see y'all two kiss in the back seat.
All right, I mean, that's
Wait,
easy.
no, wait, hold on. how much for the shoes, man? How much money do you want?
I don't need money, man. Everybody got money.
Yeah, man, look, it ain't that big of a deal. We just knock this out. Wham, bam, thank you, man.
I don't want to kiss you.
But I know you're not gay, bro.
That's not the point, okay? I don't want to kiss my friend for shoes.
So what, you want to kiss a stranger? I don't understand what this
I don't want to
is.
kiss anybody, Darius.
Damn, y'all back? I'm gonna need an answer, fellas. I got a line.
You need to look at him again?
Man, do what you want, man. I'm not doing it.
What do you mean you're not doing it, man? What am I supposed to do? Just kiss myself? I can't. These things are worth $10,000, man. I seen it online.
Then pay it. Pay the $10,000 online.
I'm not gonna pay $10,000 for something I can get for $200. That's just the principle of that.
Exactly. It's the principle, okay? I get it, okay? I like sneakers. You like sneakers. But like a lot of black men, we put an excessive amount of value in them, okay? Is it really worth our dignity?
We witness the writer slowly revealing the purpose of the scene, which has something to do with dignity. Let's narrow it down.
There are only 1,000 in the whole world.
Man, you've seen me wear $900 loafers that would get me roasted at any black high school in Atlanta.
Yeah, true.
I've seen billionaires walk into very important meetings wearing some dirty Vans. I've seen you wear a paper towel around your head and make it look cool like Jadakiss.
Oh, that was a fun summer.
I'll kiss you if you want for these sneakers, but I think we're above this. I think you know I'm right.
At this point, the audience has an idea of what message the writer is trying to communicate, which is that sneakerheads will do anything for the so-called drip. It is also an elusive examination of masculinity and its implications. However, I have a different theory. I believe the writer was trying to communicate more than just that. I believe his message was directed at people of minority and how their impracticality puts them in a disadvantaged position. He makes them aware of the irony of how at times they'd give up their dignity to achieve a level of status in society. On the other end, he takes a shot at the large companies who are benefiting off enslaving the minds of the minority. Do we see how the purpose of the scene adds so much depth to the entire story? The idea is purposeful, not only because it's thought-provoking, but because it ties in with the show's theme. Let's take a look at the last factor, the most intense part of the scene, the climax. The element that has captivated the audience this entire time. Which of the two options will Darius and Ern pick?
I think we should do it. Hey, shoe man! 2 orders of Nike Miracles, please.
These are only a few of many key factors. If we look at great writers such as Quentin Tarantino, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Emerald Fennell, we notice the different styles in dialogue and character. But their scripts all have one thing in common. They adhere to the previously mentioned principles. That is how they create a masterpiece. So before writing your screenplay, remember to factor in these core principles in order to write the perfect script.